Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for April 24th, 2026. We've got Prosperity, Alchemy, and Corn Guilds today. And we've got no trashing. Nah, okay. No trashing, and we have cursing from Soothsayer. Oh. That's unpleasant. The draw is Advisor and Apothecary, so that's also unpleasant. Mostly just because, well, Apothecary isn't necessarily, but Advisor is not going to do a good job of actually finding useful cards in your deck here because there's going to be so much junk to get through. I mean, I guess it might almost be the opposite, where there's so much junk to get through that maybe your advisor doesn't see any good cards and then they don't have one of them discarded, but ugh. Maybe Tiara can do some work here to help with this. Like you can top deck some useful stuff. Anyway, plus actions, Workers Village. Not that there's much in the way of terminals that you want to play. Gains, Workers Village, Grand Market, Tiara. I'll give you plus buy. Okay. So we have the Baker token again. And I'm pretty sure we had that yesterday. So we could open Soothsayer. That might be correct, just to give out the curses as quickly as possible. I mean, that notwithstanding, I'd probably rather open 4/4. Like I don't actually super want the gold. But curses are pretty bad. And I would like, to be getting like Clerk, Tiara, Potion. Those are all like useful cards to put in the deck, but giving out those curses does seem pretty good. Not having curses seems pretty good as well as a related point. Do we take a silver then? That's the other nice thing about the 4/4 opening, is that you can get 2 useful 4s and not take a silver. Silver, I mean, it's not terrible here, but it's not exciting. We probably do take a silver. We hit 2. Okay, well, great. And now we hit 7. Fantastic. Bot goes for Baker. I wonder if we go for Tiara already. Like, Tiara can top deck the other stuff. And we do have a gold in our deck. We do have a silver in our deck, both of which, if we line them up with Tiara, that's good. I think so. Oh my god, you kidding me? You kidding me? Ugh. That's atrocious. Oh, man. I kind of want to just take another Tiara, to be honest. Like, more top decking. Uh, hmm. Now, which of the fours do we want? I think we don't. I mean, I think the answer is third Tiara. Maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking like Tiara Potion Collision isn't exactly great unless we happen to have a bunch of other money and we can actually take two apothecaries, which is unlikely. Tiara Clerk. I guess that's potentially fine. Yeah, alright, let's take a Clerk. I mean, getting another Clerk is reasonable enough. We could start taking advisors. I mean, it's gonna be... Advisor's gonna be so rough. We get enough of them, it might be okay. Might. Honestly, it wouldn't hurt to take Workers' Village. Doesn't obviously help with much of anything either, but... I think I'm just going to take one more Clerk. Okay. So we could get a Grand Market. Does seem pretty good. Yeah, sure. Same deal. So just take another one. Okay. Guess we could start in on Bakers as well. Not bad. I don't know. Maybe we're not doing the apothecary thing here. I don't know when exactly is the right time. Like, if I would want to do is like Tiara a potion at a point where I know that I'm going to be able to get apothecary plus something else, or that I have like a bunch of junk but just enough to get apothecary or something like that. But hard to do that, or hard to know that. I'll just take a Baker. I'm going to take a third Tiara. This is just another Baker. Probably. All right, we're about to trigger a shuffle. So I think I'm just going to go double grand market. I know the bot's already started scoring, but okay. So we can either hit 12 with the copper in play and not get any grand markets, or we can have 10. Hmm. Not sure what if we play the copper. Whether we play the copper or not. Like if we wanted to province, there'd be province in a 4. And we don't play the copper and we buy a grand market, then it's grand market in a 4. So either way, the question is, what 4 do we want? And I don't know the answer to that question. On I think given that we have the tiaras in play, we probably should something like a grand market. It's like we're not going to have tiara in play every time. Take advantage of. We could just get another clerk, I guess. I guess we could also get another tiara. No, we would have another tiara, but yeah. On the other hand, we do have a bit of a gap to make up here. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll do province clerk. Hmm. What has 3 coffers left? That is really surprising. I think it's correct to buy province anyway. So we top deck the grand market. That is enough for us to hit province, or we still have enough to hit province, is what I mean. On the other hand, we might want to go double duchy. I think that's fairly likely. In which case, we want to top deck the curse. Well, it doesn't really matter, but yeah. Well, Province is definitely not safe here. And I do think my deck is at least a little bit better. So hopefully we can come back on that. Why are they buying a state again? I guess it's just saving up for Province. That's not good. Kind of need to take the duchy. Yeah, I think we're losing here. They've got 4 coffers. Yeah. Well, I knew this was going to be an unpleasant one. What's surprising to me is that, you know, like, having the bakers is nice and all, but like, you still need to have, I mean, it's still ultimately functioning like a peddler. You still need to have, you know, like, the actual money in the deck as well. The bot only played Soothsayer 3 times. So it's just surprising that they kept being able to store up that many coffers while still getting provinces. Gross. Well, I still think stick with the same opening. I mean, I guess I did also have pretty bad initial shuffles, right? Oh my god. Here we go again. Fuck, come on! Like, what? I had the same, but last time it was 2-7 rather than 2-6 because I saw the Soothsayer turn 3, but like, fucking hell. I still think Tiara early makes sense. It'd just be nice to not have to pass on turn 3. Maybe now we do take Baker, though. Oh, we've got the 1 TR already in the deck. I don't know. Oh! Oh. Alright, I'm going to take another TR. Man, our Soothsayer bottom decked! Come on! Ugh! Alright, we can get a Grand Market, though. Well, that's an early province. Let's take another Baker. A clerk. Disappointing draw with the Grand Market. Not to be able to get something better. I think getting a clerk attack in looks good. Now maybe Baker. When I'm not top decking, take the Bakers. Well, or Grand Market, I guess. You could argue for Province already, certainly, but I'd have to spend coffers on it. I think I'll just take the Grand Market. Okay. Both tiaras clump up with none of our gold or silver. That's cool. Maybe we should just take another tiara. What's even down there? Ugh, I wish. Look back to the beginning of the shuffle. Like, I don't know how many curses and estates I've seen this shuffle. We're not triggering a shuffle if we top deck something. That's the reason to not do it, is because I think. But I think, isn't my Soothsayer down there? I think it is. And maybe a gold? Alright, I'm gonna top deck another tiara. Oh, but there's a baker too. Yeah, I don't think it's worth not playing the baker. Alright, I think this is probably the shuffle for scoring. I'll take another clerk, maybe? I guess we spend a coffer on a province. I think our Soothsayer missed the shuffle twice has definitely hurt us where the curse distribution is concerned compared to last time. So if we take province here, like it's pretty awkward. We get to clerk them. I think we have to take province. Okay, they had to spend coffers on a duchy. That's good. This is not good. This is crap. At least they have no coffers. But we do actually have enough to win here. Okay. Yeah, that word sucks. That's pretty much all there is to say about that. And yeah, I only gave out 3 curses because my Soothsayer missed the shuffle twice. Yeah, I mean, I didn't take many more bakers this time. I don't know. It's just, you're probably mostly just at the mercy of shuffles here. I mean, not to say that your decisions don't matter, because they definitely do, but yeah, there's only so much you can really do. Yeah, I do still wonder about Apothecary, but certainly not enough to play this board again. Ugh. All right, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.